We went to a restaurant the other night. We were inside. We were in North Salem. There's a nice area. Letterman lives out there. A nice area in New York. And I was there with a few people. And the food was so bad. But it was just so fun to complain about, to each other. We didn't tell the restaurant. A few of the women at the table were like, we should fucking lay. And because, that area is just all wasps. And wasps don't complain about food. Jews do. So that's why, where Jews live, you get good food because they'll complain. And ethnics will complain. And people like my mother, who's Irish, Catholic, but wasps are above everything in their own head, so they don't complain. They don't complain because a wasp doesn't want to even have eye contact with the server. They don't even want to discuss anything with the help. So if the Dover sole wasn't good, it's like whatever, doesn't matter. Wasps just want to be around other wasps. So as long as the restaurant looks like an old inn that George Washington would go to, and as long as it looks like that, and as long as that the makeup of the restaurant is pretty uniform, if you know what I mean, the wasps don't really care. They just, they go in with their boat shoes, they sit very quietly, they have very quiet, respectful conversations, and then the dudes go home and watch porn that would make your eyes bleed. I mean, the things that those people probably watch. But that's what they do. And I'm in there with ethnics. We got Italians, Greeks, we got Jews, it was ethnics in there. And people, we're loud and we're fat. Some of us, not all of us, but some of us. And we're like, a couple of them were like, we shouldn't be paying for this. I was like, I agree. But we didn't complain. Obviously, we're not trying to hurt anybody. But it was just so fun to sit around inside in a restaurant. We said we wouldn't think we'd be doing this, to just sit here. It's a real luxury to sit there and complain about food that isn't good. Sometimes it's really fun to go to a restaurant where everything is bad. My uncle works for a restaurant group in Manhattan, and they're some of the best steakhouses in the country. Quality Meats and Quality Italian and Smith & Wolinski's. They're just legendary spots. They're really good. Maloney and Porcelli and Park Avenue. I mean, they're part of the fabric of what makes New York dining great. I mean, the guy that he works for started TGI Fridays. I mean, these are legendary people. But they opened a restaurant called Quality French, and I took two of my friends there, to History Hyenas, Chris and Giannis. And to say that the experience was atrocious, I mean, his restaurant, they love doing fun things. Like in one of their restaurants, Quality Italian, they have a chicken parm shaped like a pizza. So they like doing fun tableside shit. They finish the penne alla vodka with the lobster. They finish it with a flame next to the table. And it's a show. It's theatrics. So the first thing they do, they come over here, they have herbed butter. They bring out a hunk, and I mean a hunk like this big, like the size of like a small box of butter. Just seeing that amount of butter was so viscerally disturbing that we were like, our stomach started to churn. Then the food started to come out, and I mean, it was everything was bad. The French onions. I went to the manager afterwards, and I said, listen, I come to these restaurants a lot. I love them. This experience was atrocious, and I am now very upset. And I said, I don't know. And she was like a sweet older Asian woman. She's like, I understand. I'm like, I don't know when I will be able to make this okay in my own head, what just happened here. Because what happened here was an act of war. The chocolate mousse, how the chocolate mousse is done in a way that it makes it look like ice cream? They decided to not do that. They decided to smear it on a slate to make it look modern. And you know what it looked like? Dog shit. Actual shit. It looked like it looked like a slate of concrete sidewalk with a smear of dog shit on it. And I called the manager over. I said, let me ask you a question. What does this look like? She said, what? I said, what does it look like? If I had to ask you to describe this in a few words, what would you say it looked like? And she looked down and she said, it kind of looks like poop. I said, yes, it looks like poop. Correct. Why is it on my table? Why did we pay $18 for shit? It was an atrocious experience, but we had so much fun shitting on the experience. We had so much fun seeing something go wrong. There's nothing better. When I used to eat out in New York, I'd eat alone at the bar a lot. and you'd watch these restaurants struggle to keep up with the flow of a Friday night or something, and you just see the wheels come off and the waiters start to go nuts and shake, and you'd hear glasses dropping and people like getting upset, and then the kitchen door would open. You just hear brief screaming before it closed again, and people were getting reamed out, and they were in the weeds. It was tough, and I would just watch that, and there was really nothing that made me happier than just watching that operation just at the brink, just buckling under the pressure of the flow of people, nasty, loud tourists, demanding New Yorkers, just a cocktail of horror. And they didn't keep coming, they kept coming. And I just sat at the bar and would just chew a soft ciabatta, and watch people lose their minds. Watch them curse the decision they made to move to New York to be an actor or a this or a that. Watch them curse their coworkers. Watch their hearts fill with hatred while this was happening. I watched customers roll their eyes, hold glasses up in the air for more water, pound on the table, wanting to get the attention of the server, crowd the maitre d' similar to the way the BLM folks are doing now, almost in a threatening posture. But this wasn't about equality, it was about calamari. But I've watched all of that happen, and there's nothing more enjoyable than that, and I don't know why. It's a funny thing, but I don't know why. There's nothing better. I've been at work. When I was a tour guide, I remember when it was raining and people were screaming. They had tickets. They were trying to get on the double-decker bus that I was a tour guide of, and they couldn't get on, and I had to hang over the bus and go, I'm sorry, another bus is coming. And the people, would just shout in all their different accents. They'd go, liar, liar. Saying liar because they knew I was lying. Liar, you're a fucking liar. And I'd have to wave to them, and the rain was coming down, and we had to hand out ponchos. We're trying to hand out ponchos on the bus, and people are screaming, and the bus is old metal death trap. They pay off the city to just say it fucking works. It's weaving side to side, and people are screaming because they can't make their Broadway show tickets, and they realize that the entire vacation has just been a succession of stressful moments where they're just trying to move from one thing to the other. So I understand what it's like to be in that position, to be in that nightmarish position. And there's just nothing better than watching it and just kind of eating a soft ciabatta. There's just something about not being at work, just not being there, Was there ever something that went really out of control?
Yeah, when we'd serve liquor there on...
Wait, hold on.
I'm going to bleep out the name of the store because I can't legally say
serve
that.
Liquor at...
I got to bleep that out again. Yeah.
Why?
Because it's illegal. It's illegal to do. We would do it on 4th of July, days like that. And usually homeless people...
Are you envisioning, and I'm not going to say the name again, but are you envisioning people suing or trying to get you in trouble legally?
Maybe. I mean,
okay.
It's highly illegal to do.
Well, then you bleep the two names and I won't say it again. Mm-hmm. Can I say the genre of store it was?
Sure.
It was a pet store.
It was a pet store.
You were serving alcohol at a pet store.
Yeah.
Why?
To celebrate Independence Day, and we would do it on Halloween. And
why are people celebrating Independence Day at a pet store?
Because they want to dress up their pet in the costumes that we have and have.
You had pet costumes as well.
Yeah.
Fucking wow. I thought it was just mainly like toys, chew toys, and dog food.
No, it was the whole works. I mean, people that really love their pets came to that store.
Was there ever a question about a pet's gender identity? I'm dead serious.
No, but people would correct me if I said he or she on accident.
Okay.
Yeah. I recall one
All
person.
pets are its, by the way. It's an it. It's a beast. It's a beast. I'm reading a book right now about people. So what would go to, when you got people drunk, was there ever a situation where you go, this is getting out of control?
Yeah, this guy who loved birds came in and he would talk to us for hours, and he got just fucking wasted in the store, and we basically had to ask him to leave because he was just too drunk. But people would just get hammered and just kind of hang out. And a couple homeless people came in and started drinking. We had to ask them to leave too, because you can't assume in like Eagle Rock and Silver Lake that someone's homeless until you kind of put two and two together.
Don't give people hints about the store now. Giving people hints. But there's something nice about being a person who's experienced hell while you work, which that doesn't sound like hell. It just sounds a little annoying. I'm talking about real, like, heavy workload. People are going crazy.
Right.
And I've experienced that. So to not experience that, but to be somewhere where I can observe other people going through that, that's nice. That's kind of what all the people in the Hamptons are doing. They're just chewing a soft ciabatta at the bar, staring at all of the waiters, trying to make it through the night. Yeah. They're all just sitting at the bar, chewing, just watching, staring at it, looking at it in an academic sense, not really invested in the outcome. They don't really care if somebody drops a bowl of lobster bisque on the floor. They don't really care if this girl's going to sprain her ankle and not be able to work. Doesn't really matter to them. They're just chewing a little roll, watching it all go to hell. That's what they're doing, you know? You know, if you need, go get a potato and put a Marlboro Light in its mouth and watch that and then press play on your phone.